And welcome to Flower Friday.
Hey there.
My name's Amanda.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Grace Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
That is right. And today we have a beautiful spring wreath that we're going to make. And I am in the mood for some spring to come. So we are going to make a spring wreath.
I am excited about this one. I am so ready for some warm weather.
Me too.
Welcome, everyone. Those of you who are joining us live, we are so happy to have you here with us today.
Yes, we are. And if you don't mind, just share this with your friends so they can come watch too.
Yeah. Hello. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started today. Like we said, we are making a spring wreath. I know for many of us it's still cold outside, but we're ready to get some warm
some vibes going on here.
Yeah. Spring vibes.
So let's get those spring vibes going. And nothing better than all of these beautiful, are they not beautiful flowers? I love these.
Hello, Shelly and Deb. Thank y'all so much for joining us, those of you who are watching us live. If you are watching us live, just type live in the comments.
Yeah.
If you're watching us on replay, type replay in the comments. And let us know where you're watching us from.
I know. That is, I always enjoy seeing where all you are from. So make sure, and in case you're new to us, we are in Alabama. I'm sure you would have never guessed that, but yes, we are from Alabama.
Southern accents.
Yeah.
Here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know what we're working with today. For this DIY spring wreath, we have a 14-inch grapevine wreath base. We prefer 14 inches, but if you can't find one or you just don't want to use a 14-inch, 18-inch will work fine.
It certainly would, yes.
This is a full wreath that we're going to be making. So we've got our greenery that we're going to be using today.
Yes.
We've got some ficus leaves, and these are just stems. You can find these at Michael's. You can find them at Hobby Lobby.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Just about anywhere that sells flowers are going to have ficus leaves.
So we've got some eucalyptus.
Yeah.
This bush came from Hobby Lobby. It's in the greenery section.
And we use it a lot because it is our favorite.
We have some pretty spring florals. So Michael's has some pretty spring florals out.
And and Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, and Hobby Lobby.
Hydrangeas are from Hobby Lobby.
So we've got these hydrangeas. Aren't they gorgeous?
They are.
These are actually kind of, and I don't know if you guys can tell the color really well on film, but it's almost like a lime green with some hints of
pink.
So we're going to be using that. It's got a little bit of cream in there too. And then we've got some dahlias, some pink dahlias. These are stems, and these actually came from a place called Vickerman. If you can't find those, they're
Michael's has them.
Almost always in the stem section has some that look just
because Vickerman is wholesale only. So if you can't buy wholesale, definitely you can get these at Michael's.
We've got some more pretty little pink flowers that we're going to be using.
Yep.
There we go.
And then our pretty pink ribbon.
So I love this ribbon. This is a 1.5-inch pink. This actually came from, was it Craft Outlet? Craftoutlet.com. Any kind of pink will do. We are using a 1.5-inch today. And of course you do want to make sure you get wired ribbon. Hello, Brandy and Jackie and Sue and Diane. Welcome.
Yes. Right. And if you watched us last week, I have to say this. You know, I was a little upset with my daughter here because she didn't want to share with her scissors that a good friend of ours that's watching sent her. Well, my friend Robbie sent me some since she had sent her some previously. So she sent me some. So thank you, Robbie. I am so excited to get these.
And if you
she knew I was just messing with Amanda. But
if you watched last week, you would know I did say that we could share them.
Yeah, but see, she got a 3-pack, and she said we could share the 1 pair. She wasn't going to let me have a pair. No.
I had one in my kitchen, one in my office, and one here.
That's okay because I have some now.
And
I'm hanging on to these. Yeah.
Right. Well,
so thank you, Robbie.
Now that we've got that all straightened out.
Yeah.
And if you didn't watch last week, you need to go back and watch it.
Yes, that's right. So I was not happy.
I'm going to go ahead and start making our bow today. So we are using a Bowdabra Bow Maker, and
You need your...
There they are.
Oh, I thought that they were over there.
So I'm going to go ahead and cut a long piece of wire. Now I do have my tails already cut here. I've got them cut at 32 inches. And I'll show you that. So I've already got it cut out, and I did dovetail my ends. So to do that, you just fold it over, and you just take your scissors and you just cut upwards just like that. And then you have those nice edges there. So now that I've got my wire in my Bowdabra, and all I did was just take a long piece, double it over, and just fold it right into my Bowdabra. I'm going to sit this down and put my tails right in the center. So I just kind of move them around and get them even. So this is actually a really big roll of ribbon. This will last
50-yard roll, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, all right. Let's see.
Yeah,
First thing you want to do with your ribbon is you want to see if it's the same on both sides. This is actually the same on both sides, which makes it very easy to make this bow.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put about 1 inch over here on my left-hand side, just like that. I'm going to make a loop. Now these are going to be 6-inch loops. I'm not measuring, but if you wanted to measure, I'm just eyeballing it. But if you wanted to measure, you definitely could. Now,
and especially if you're starting out, you might want to, but
these measuring mats, or these mats that we have right here, these silicone mats, they're really great. They actually have measurements on them, so we use those a lot. This one I've got, this one is not, it's
you got it upside down.
You can't really see that, but if you can find something like that, it's really ideal.
And these are wonderful. They came from surebonder.com, and they are, I love them.
Yeah. So I went ahead and made my first 2 loops. Now, because this ribbon is the same on both sides, you don't have to twist. So I'm going to show you how to do this. You just make a loop, and I make sure that it's the same size as the one in front of it, and then you just pull it over and make another loop. Now, if this was different on both sides, if it had one pattern side and one not pattern side, one blank side, plain side, you would just twist just like that. You can twist. It's not going to really make a difference with these.
Yeah. I tend to do it anyway, even just because it's a habit.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, either way.
And you just make your loops. This is very, very easy. And this is one that you could just easily hand tie as well.
Yes.
And we can link a video for that as well. Now this is going to be an 18 loop bow, so that means it's going to have 9 loops on each side. And I just kind of measure it from the one in front of it.
And there again, those do not have to be perfect.
No,
you know, don't worry if they're a little bit off. That is okay. Once you get it all fluffed out, you're not going to be able to tell. I think sometimes people worry so much about getting everything just perfect, and it makes it so difficult for you. And you know, this is one thing that you definitely do not have to have it exact.
Oh, one more. I only had 8. I thought I had 9. I miscounted. Alright, so there we go. This is what it looks like in the Bowdabra. I'm going to go ahead and cut my ribbon off now, because I'm done with that. Okay, so I just always press it down, just kind of make it tight in there. And to take it out, you've got your loop on one side, and you've got your other side, your open ends, and you just put the 2 wires right through the loop and wiggle back and forth. I'm going to set that over there because I'm done with that. And just wiggle it back and forth several times and make sure it's tight. Then you open up your wire and pull it around back. I really like using the Bowdabra. I use it almost all the time when I'm making these wreath bows. It saves your hand
from
cramping
definitely
up,
does.
and it's just easy to use once you get the hang of it. So this is what it looks like when you take it out of the Bowdabra.
And the main thing is you just want to make sure that you get that really good and tight, that wire.
So now you got to fluff it. And so to do that, you just take your hand right there in the center of the loop and pull one way, and then take another loop and pull that way. And you just do that all the way around the bow. And that just takes a couple minutes to get all your loops where you want them. And you can see it's forming that bow. This is going to be a pretty full bow. like this ribbon.
I do too. It's just interesting.
The stitches they're actual stitches. It's not
little stitches. It's not just painted on or whatever. It's actual little stitches.
I'm just going to do that all the way around. And of course we will adjust that better once we get it on the wreath, and all of our flowers are on there. Now this is what we like to call our floppy bow. You see it's just got big loops that just kind of flop around.
They just go where they want
and
to.
We do that for a reason, which we'll show you in a little bit on our wreath. We're going to go ahead and attach that. Where did we attach?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, okay.
Yep.
All right. So what I do first, I like to kind of make sure that I've got my wreath, because all wreaths are not created equal.
No, they are not.
We have talked about that before. So you may get one that's kind of
lopsided.
Yeah. So you just want to move it around and find where it kind of falls.
Looks like looks like it's the top and the bottom.
So I think I'm going to put it over here on this side. There is this big couple of big pieces of grapevine, so I'm going to kind of weave my wire under there, and then I'm just going to attach it right to the to the base. Let's see. Alright. I'm going to pull it around back and just twist.
Yeah, and we just twist them together. Now, if you felt more comfortable, you can tie a knot with the 26 gauge, but they stay on perfectly by just twisting them several times.
I don't like to tie knots.
I don't personally either.
I don't like them to be floppy on my bow. And this one is a little bit just because of the placement of where it's placed. I probably am actually going to try to tighten that a little bit because I don't like it when they flop around.
Yeah, I don't like it when they move around either.
I think I've got mine in the right place. I
think you do. Right. Yep.
We can go ahead.
All
Lisa,
right.
this bow has 18 loops.
18 loops, so it's a pretty big bow. And I am going to start greening our wreath. So the first thing I've done is just cut my stems off of my Ficus leaves. These are the leaves that we're using to start with, and it's just got the 3 little stems on each one, so I just cut those apart. And then I'm going to take this one, and I think I'm going to cut just this bottom one off. I don't need that one.
Which one?
I just cut the middle one. I just cut the one. Yeah. And I'm using our glue skillet that we are dipping our stems in. And I'm just going to put this one right up at the top. Just like that. And you see I'm leaving it up high. Just like that. Now I'm going to take a bottom one. I think I'm going to cut this one off of this so that I've just got 3 little stems of leaves on it. And put this right down in the bottom, just like this. We're making our cross. And I like to do that when I'm making a full wreath and greening it, because then I know exactly what my dimensions are going to be, you know, how large it's going to be, and I can go from there. So I've got my side one right there. Put another stem.
Robbie, this ficus actually came from Michael's, but yes, we still do get it from Hobby Lobby.
Yes, this did.
But
yes,
this actually. Today,
I had to think about it when she said that. I looked at the stems because I'm like, I can't remember where I got it, but yeah, it was Michael's.
From Michael's.
Yes, I usually do either order it from Pioneer Wholesale or I get it at Hobby Lobby. But this is good too.
And ficus is a really good greenery that you can use, and it's pretty inexpensive.
Yes, it is, especially when you can get it for half off at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made my cross, and I just want my top and my bottom to be as close to even as I can get them. Again, that's not something that has to be perfect. So I had to pull that one down because it was a little off.
And you'll see too that even though we used you know, we're using the 14-inch base, it's going to be pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just going to go ahead now. I've got a piece that's got just 2 leaves on it. And I'm just going to bring that over here fairly close to where I had this in. I'm really just filling in between here and in between on this side. Just like that.
So if you guys are working on any fun crafts or wreaths or projects, let us know.
I love hearing what all you are working on.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you're working on.
And now you'll see that when I'm putting these sides in here, I'm not putting them so that they're out like a sunshine. You know, I don't have them all facing out. I've got these kind of coming more down towards the floor, these side ones. I don't want this one, I want this wreath to be a little longer than, I don't want it to look like a big sunshine, if that makes sense. So, I've got it, these stems facing a little more down.
Let's see, Lori, we typically will get our grapevines from Michael's. Because we do like to use the 14-inch.
When we buy them in bulk.
Yeah, and we buy them in bulk there. But, I mean, the 14 is a little bit harder to find than the 18-inch, but it really, we prefer it.
Yes, definitely.
You can get them at Hobby Lobby, too, though.
I'm just going to fill in. I've got some little single leaves that I'm going to fill in around the sides. Just to make sure that I've got all along the outside covered.
And we're just kind of, this is just our base. This is what we're going to start on. We're going to build upon this.
Yes, we like to start from the bottom most of the time. Now, sometimes we do. It depends on the style of wreath, but with a full wreath like this, we like to start from the bottom and work our way this way. So, and these, just so you do know, we are putting these along the outside edge of our grapevine. I tend to forget to tell people that. Now, I'm going to put a couple of my single, let's see. Actually, I think I'm going to cut one here, a stem that's just got 2 leaves on it. And I'm going to put this coming from behind my bow, just like this. And if you've ever watched us, you know that we have to put something around every side of our bow because we want to make sure our bow has stuff all around it so it'll stand up really pretty. So I'm putting that there, and I'm going to put another small. You must be ahead of me.
I don't know, am I?
Oh, I don't know.
That's okay.
Okay, and then
maybe
I'm going to
I did put one in the front. I don't know if you put one there.
Where? Yeah, well, not yet, but I will. And I'm going to just move my tails out of the way and put this one on this side just to make sure that I've got it good and covered. And you see, that just really helps our bow to stand up so that it doesn't get lost.
Yeah, I did actually.
All of the stuff.
I did actually already have mine behind the bow. So I read your mind.
You did. Well, she read my mind. She ought to be able to by now. Yeah.
I know what she's thinking before she
does it. She does. Now, I'm going to also put just a leaf right in here, just towards my middle. And then I'm going to put another one right here in the bottom. There's another. Well, that one's kind of bent, so I'm going to get another one.
I feel like, and maybe you'll agree, that with the ficus, you can make it as heavy or as you
really
want.
Can.
I mean, some people love the look of ficus, want to use a ton of it. If that's you, I feel like you can use, as much or as little as you want, really.
The main thing, you just want to, anytime you're using any kind of greenery, you just want to make sure you get it, even if you're just sprinkling it here or there, you just want to make sure it's all over the entire design. You don't want to have just some at the top or something like that. So, all right.
And we're going to build on this so much that it's really, you're not even going to see a ton of it once we get everything on.
No, that's exactly right. Okay, I think I will start with my dahlias, because these are just, I love these, and they just stand out and are so beautiful. So I'm going to cut these apart, and it's got a pretty little bud on it. And I'm going to bring this dahlia just right in this area. And I've kind of got it aimed towards Amanda. I don't have it straight facing forward. But just right there in the top. Now I want to take this little bud, and I'm going to put it over top of this dahlia, just like that. Okay.
These dahlias are really, really pretty.
They are so pretty. I'm going to put my next one over on the side. Glue on it. It does not want to hold where I want it. Let me get some more glue. There we go. Now I'm going to take that little bud. I want to keep them almost like they came on the stem, but it's just easier to place them if you go ahead and cut them apart. I'll have this one kind of coming right there towards the center.
Stephanie, we got the dahlias that we got are from Vickerman.
Right.
If you can't order from Vickerman because it is wholesale, Michael's has some in their stem section that's very similar.
Yes, they really do. So, I mean, they almost look identical. All right, now I'm going to put this one down in the bottom, but this one I'm going to aim towards me. Just like that.
Scoot that over just a little bit. I'll scoot that one over just a little bit.
And I'm going to bring that stem, or the little bud, right there behind it. Just like that.
These stems are really good stems to save.
Yes, they are.
It's a little hack. We use these stems, we cut them up, and so we'll have them like, I'll cut them in half or in thirds, and we save them. They're good for stirring in our glue. They're good for sticking in like foam pumpkins or fruit or whatever.
Yes,
so if we have a good stem like that, we always save it.
Definitely.
It comes in handy.
Okay, I am going to get, these are some ranunculuses, and these you can get at Michael's as well. I'm going to cut this stem apart. I'm going to decide which way I want to cut it. I think I'm going to cut it just like that. So I've got the two. I may end up having to cut this apart even more, but we'll see.
How did you do it?
I cut the two at the top off and left the two at the bottom.
Those two?
I just cut those two off. And this one, that has the 2 on, I'm going to bring over here behind this dahlia, and I'm going to bring it so that it's almost at the top. I've still got my ficus coming out from behind it because I do want to still see some of my greenery. But I've got probably, I don't know, 1.5 inches maybe of that. Now this little piece that I cut off, I'm going to bring right in here and just let it all in the middle. Just like that.
You're going to do the same thing to all of them?
And I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom.
Yeah.
So this one, I'm just going to move that out of the way.
The baby is doing good. He is doing good. He's teething, so, you know.
So it's not fun, but
he's not sleeping a whole lot, but, you know.
He is, honestly, though, I'm going to just tell you, now I know he's my grandson, so I'm a little prejudiced, but he is the sweetest baby I have ever seen. I mean, he's so good. He's just so good.
And if you're new to us, she's referring to my baby. He's 9 months old.
9 months old. Doesn't that seem impossible, y'all, that have been watching since she was pregnant? It just seems impossible.
So I have
that he's 9 months old.
I have a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 9-month-old.
Mm-hmm. He was a surprise.
But he was
a good surprise.
Definitely. Yep. He's like the baby that we all needed. He's just precious.
That you didn't know you needed. That's what I was going to say. The baby that you didn't know you needed, but you needed. Yep.
Special.
He is. He is precious. Okay, this one doesn't have but one little bud at the bottom, so I'm going to cut it off like that, I think.
And have the 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this over on this side.
Okay. I guess I'll need that.
Just like that. I want some of my little loops for the flowers to be kind of coming from the loops. And this little piece, and then I just put up here in the top. Just like that.
I like these.
I do too. They're so
dainty
pretty.
And just really cute.
I like these too. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with this one.
One of the reasons that we like to use what we call is our floppy bow is because we think we like to put the flowers in the greenery kind of coming throughout the loops. It just makes this fun kind of natural look.
It really does. So I've got this here on the bottom, just like that. This one I'm going to try to bring behind it if I can. Yeah, there we go.
And so when you do that, you just pull your loops around it. You just
kind of pull your loops. It's still going, you know, I know that some people glue them to the actual loops of the bow, but I don't like to do that because I'm always afraid they're going to fall off. So I like to glue them into the grapevine and then just move my loops around them, and we'll do more of that when we get towards the end. Okay, I'll cut this one. These all don't have but one on the bottom, so I'm just gonna cut that off, and I'm gonna bring this right in this area.
So we're really just kind of sprinkling these around.
Sprinkling them around, exactly.
Fairly even. They don't have to be perfect.
No.
But, you know, they are our kind of pop of hot pink. So you do really want to try to get it, you know, as even as you can around.
Yep, and I'm going to put the other one on this side and aim it down. And really, these are just almost following where the ficus leaves are behind them. And now I've got 2 little pieces left. So I'm going to bring one up in here at the top. Just right in there. And bring my other one up here in the top on this side. And see, now you can see that I do have them kind of spread all the way from top to bottom, which is what I wanted. Now I've got 2 more of these left. So I'm gonna cut these. Actually, this last one. Have you already put it?
Used mine. I
don't know how you got ahead of me.
I guess.
Well, that's okay, because I'm gonna bring these and just put them on the side, just like that.
I think I just did that instinctively.
You know, you know me.
But I would like.
Reads my mind.
I wish I had 2 more, but I don't.
Yeah.
Because we just want to stick with 1 bush.
Yeah.
But we got lots of other stuff that's going to go in here too. So.
Put that one right in here. There we go. Okay, so I've got those all spread out, and that's all of that bush. So now I'm going to add these.
Are we going to put the hydrangeas in, or did
yeah, but I'm going to do that after.
Nice.
I'm going to put these in first, and then put my hydrangeas in. I just want to sprinkle some of these around. I'm just going to use several of the bigger ones on this, since we've got the smaller. Whoops, almost dropped it. And you see that we are leaving, in case you haven't watched us before, we do leave our stems long. And we do that because, as you see right there, we were able to, leave the stem long, get it in the grapevine, but pull it down so that it's evening out this bottom. And if we had cut them off, we'd have everything really close to the grapevine, and you just can't, it would be more like a 14-inch wreath instead of as large as it's going to end up being.
I think I saw, and it's really hard when we're live for me to read all the comments, but I think I saw somebody mention in the comments something about a wreath to fit in between like a screen door and a door, storm door. Mm-hmm. In that case, you would want them flat against the grapevine.
Yeah, but now you still, you would want anything that's in the middle here flat against the grapevine. The ones that are on the outside, you can still, as long as you keep them out and down, you just don't want this part to be over. I think it's like 4 inches or something to go in between. So these you would have to kind of flatten out more and all. But I'm gonna put these 2 at the top, Amanda. I don't know if you read my mind about that or not, but that's where I was going with it.
Sue says you cut off the stems in the back, but you could put the glue on the ends of the stem. How does that work to keep it glued in?
Okay, the way it works, and that was Sue. Is that who you said?
Sue,
okay,
yes.
Sue, I'm going to show you here. Okay, when we cut the stem off, and we put about, I'd say, what's that, about 1 inch of glue on the end, and then we're putting it in the grapevine. We're weaving that through, the grapevine, the way that it's goes around, it just is wound around just like this. So these are over and on top of each other and all of that. So when you're weaving these in, that not only is that glue traveling up the stem, but it's also getting on all of the little pieces of the grapevine. So that's going to hold it securely. And I'm telling you, when you do it this way, you don't have to worry about them falling out. So they will stay.
And I will add to that too that you do want to make sure that you're using a good hot glue.
Yes.
We just exclusively use Surebonder.
Yes, that's all, because they're the best.
Yeah, we've used a lot of different kinds, but for us, that's what works, and so we use it.
We really recommend that because we don't have any problems with it. And you do want a high temperature glue.
Glue, yeah. High temp.
High temp. All right, I just put that one right there. Amanda, just right over the bow like that. Okay, I may add some more, but I'm going to put some of my hydrangeas in now. Amanda was worried that we weren't going to get our hydrangeas in. And
well, I mean, either way, it looks pretty. I think it looks pretty with or without.
You really wouldn't even have to. But I do want to. I'm going to start with the smaller little ones.
So we're just not going to use the rest of these right now, right?
Right now we're not. Yeah, we may use them in a minute. And I'm just going to add this just right there, and kind of in between on the side. But that's the key to making them stick, is weaving them. I'm going to put this one on this side.
Yeah, this hydrangea bush, guys, it is really nice. It is a little bit on the pricier side. It's from Hobby Lobby, so make sure you get it when it's half off.
Yes, that's exactly right. Don't dare buy it when it's full price. There we go. Now I got two that on this bush that are a little bit larger, so I'm going to bring these right in this area.
And if you are not able to find the exact florals and greenery that we use, with this style that we're teaching you, you can just, any kind. I mean, you can get your florals from Walmart, even from Dollar Tree or Dollar General, and still do this same style.
You still could do the same style. You really, really could. You could do different color combinations. That's what is good. I put one on one side and I'm putting one on the other. That's what's good about doing something like this, that you can do, so many different, you can do all kinds of color combinations, and it's going to make it look like a whole different wreath. You could add fruit to it, add some apples to it, and the possibilities are honestly endless with that. Okay, I've got another little one here, so I'm going to put this up here in the top. Just right in there. One is not where I want it to be. There we go. All right, I'm going to cut one more of this bush right here because I didn't put one in the bottom, and I think now I want one in the bottom. Just right in there. And I've got these, there's a couple that have two little ones. I'm going to put those on the sides. And we, do you remember, Amanda, what date is Design with the Pros Club opening? Isn't it March the 3rd?
I believe it's March the 3rd.
March the 3rd, our Design with the Pros Club will be opening. And So if you want to learn more in detail on all of these kind of wreaths and just all kinds of wreaths, then be planning to join us on March the 3rd.
But you need to go ahead and get on, if you're not already, you need to go ahead and get on the wait list. Because we don't open all the time, and we are closed right now. So go ahead and get on the wait list if you're interested in that. GraceMonroeHome.com. Just click the button that says join the club, and then there'll be a pop-up that'll have you fill out like your email address and your name, and then we'll send you an email when we do open up and all the information and everything.
Yes, because you don't want to miss out. We have a lot of fun in there. All right, I'm going to put one more of my little hydrangeas because I'm going to put this one behind my bow. Because even though I've got some greenery behind my bow, I want to add some flowers back there too. So just in there. And you see how I'm putting it towards the middle of the wreath? And I've had people ask, well, you know, why do you hide the middle? I like the look of the whole thing being covered with flowers just coming out. That's just my personal preference. I don't always do it, but I do like to. Okay, so this is where we are right now. And we still have some space. So this is where we're going to fill in with our other greenery. Now you could use more than one if you wanted to, more than one other greenery. But you would need to, at this point, use something that was a little more compact. So we are going to use our eucalyptus. And
you could use boxwood for this too.
You could use
that would be a good
yes.
choice for this one, I think.
It really would, yeah. And what we're doing is we just go around first and just push the eucalyptus up towards the top of the stem. And that's something to make sure if or when you go to buy a bush of green, you know, well, even flowers, but especially on your greenery, make sure that everything will push up close to the top. Now, we don't do it all the way, but you do want to have that option to be able to push it up closer to the top. All right, this one I'm going to put just right here in the center. And you'll see that by using the compact greenery, it's going to help each of our flowers stand out more. Because it's going to have the greenery in between it.
And really, you're just filling in your spaces here. Just kind of want to even it out all the way around, fill in any kind of holes you have.
And that's all I'm doing. I'm just going anywhere that I see a spot. I want to make sure it's good and covered.
I like this wreath would be good for like a Mother's Day gift or something
This
like
would.
that.
It would be a great Mother's Day
for something
wreath.
like that.
Yes. Yes, it would. And now, that's another little tip, by the way. When you get this from Hobby Lobby and you cut them off, save these stems because these stems are great to use like for ornaments at Christmas, for, you know, anything that you have to make a stem with. Fruit, if you're going to add fruit to something and it doesn't come on a stem, you can use one of those to make a stem.
This is another one too that you could, you know, another greenery too that you can use as, you know, much or as little as you want. I really, this is one of my favorite greeneries, so I always tend to use
and I use a lot of it, yeah.
And I like it for spring and summer wreaths too, because if you notice, it starts kind of darker and then it has that lighter color, so it really, it looks good to me with spring wreaths.
It does.
It's not too heavy.
But you see, as we're putting them around the flowers, it's making all of our flowers stand out, and you can see, you know, it doesn't look like just one big flower. You've got each individual one that you can see, and that's what I like about using greenery. Just going to continue on around. And now if you don't want to, you know, if you want to keep your costs down or anything like that, and so you just want to use one bush, this is a wreath, because of the way that we did it, that it's okay for a little bit of the grapevine to be kind of peeking out of the wreath. You wouldn't want big spots of it, but if a little of it's peeking out, that's not going to hurt anything. But I'm going to use a whole nother bush, I'm sure.
Yeah, I like it.
Because I like it good and thick.
I actually really like this. I thought this would be pretty in it too. The greenery that is on the hydrangea bush. You can definitely clip that off and use it too.
We use that a lot because it is so pretty.
And you'll notice how we used all those ficus leaves at the beginning, but you really, you know, you can't see a ton of them. They're really more
you get
just
everything in.
just to kind of make that base and make your wreath more dimensional and full. And so that's why it's good to use those. They're inexpensive greenery that you can do that with, so that you don't have to use as much as of the
more expensive. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But now, if you did want, you know, your greenery to show, you could, you know, you could certainly use more, especially if you have something that's, you know, a real pretty greenery that's shaped kind of like this that you want to show. That is would be fine.
Going to use this last one. I need one there, so I'm going to use this last.
Yeah, you can.
Flower here.
I may end up using one, but we'll see. And you'll see that I did put some of the eucalyptus down around the bottom. I like being able to see some up under. These colors just make me excited about spring coming.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting to get like antsy for spring.
Yes.
We've actually had a little bit of warmer.
Yes, we have the
weather.
last couple of days. And
it hasn't been
nice.
So cold, which I know our so cold is not.
No, it's not
probably
other people's so cold. Yeah.
But for us, it gets cold.
Yep. It does.
And to be honest, we don't even really have a spring because we go.
Yeah, we usually
here in
go
Alabama,
straight to summer.
Winter to like middle of summer.
Exactly.
Heat, humidity.
Yep.
No in between. But that's okay.
That is okay. Okay, I'll look out my bow.
Yeah, I think this is
one more too.
Turning out nicely.
I'm loving this. And I always like to save 2 or 3 flowers just so that once I get it all fluffed out and how I want it, if I have a place that I think I need something, then I've got a flower for it. I'm going to bring this one right in here, just like that. One more.
Of course, I know y'all see me continuously fluffing my bow.
You can't help but do that, I know.
But I don't like to see it smashed. And inevitably, it's going to get smashed when you're making it. So
yes, it is. There's nothing you can do about that. I'm just going around and making sure everything is where I want it to be. And you can either curl your tails or leave them straight, however you want those.
I still have just a couple little holes because I really don't want to see the grapevine.
Yeah.
You could if you wanted to, but I don't want to.
If
So I'm
look
just going
close,
to.
You can still see a little bit of it on this one, but I'm fine.
Well, I'm just kind of filling in any spots with some more of the ficus.
Yeah, you can definitely do
I have
that.
some more of those. If you have any more flowers, you could do that, and we still have this greenery that you could add too.
Definitely.
If you wanted to. I might add one of those pieces.
Yeah, those are pretty. That greenery is very pretty. Now once we finish, I'm going to flip it around so that you can see all the stems in the back. So then we just go to the back and cut off all of the stems as close to the grapevine as we can get. And you know, this is going to take you a little bit of time, but you want to make sure to clean up the back by doing that. And then once we get all of those cut off, then we're just going to take our blow dryer and go over everything and make sure that we've got any, you know, glue strings or anything like that off. But there you go. Doesn't that make you want spring? Come on, spring.
I may trim my tails up just a little bit.
Yeah.
But you could, I mean, like
but you could just curl them.
Curl them.
But if you want to leave them straight, you might want to cut them a little bit shorter. But there you go. Well, I hope y'all will try this. It's not difficult. You know, there's a few little things that you have to remember when you're doing it, but they're so much fun.
Yeah, and this, like we said, this would be a really great Mother's Day wreath. So
it would be great for Mother's Day.
It would be good for that.
Yes.
And, you know, if you are, you know, what's better than a homemade gift?
I know.
I mean, it lasts. That's what we love about the florals. They last.
They last.
You know, it's not just like a you know,
you're not
an
giving them
arrangement
something
or a
that's
bouquet
gonna,
that's gonna
that's gonna
die in a week.
Exactly.
So just a thought.
Yeah.
So this would be a great spring wreath. You could leave it on all through summer.
You sure could.
And it's kind of got that, cottagey feel.
It does. Almost like a shabby feel.
I'd like one more pink flower, but I'm out, so I'll have to go get one. But I'll do that later.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
One small pink flower right there.
Yeah. I may add another piece of eucalyptus over here on the side. I thought I had.
Oh, I've got more eucalyptus if you need it.
I think I got some right here. I
I
usually
did
don't
not
have
use
any
all
too
mine.
far away. I'm gonna tell you, because I love it. So yeah, I want to add one right in here. And now the size of this, do you see? Here's the tape measure, just so that you know. Now we did this on a 14-inch grapevine wreath, and it ended up almost 31 inches. Yeah, 31 inches. That
Mine
way.
may be a little bit shorter because I actually cut.
I think yours is wider though, but see, that's fine.
Yeah,
And that's about 25 inches side to side, and yet it's made on a 14-inch grapevine wreath. But if you use these techniques, you can make one large without having to, you know, the base to be so large.
Yeah, and I was just thinking this would be a good baby shower, like
For a little girl, or even in a little girl's room.
Yeah,
it would be cute.
That would be cute.
Add a butterfly or two. She would love it. Yep.
Sweet.
Yes, it is.
All right, guys. Well, we thank you so much for joining us.
This has been fun.
Today for Flower Friday. We are live on our Facebook page, Grace Monroe Home, every Friday at 4:00 p.m. Central Standard Time for Flower Friday Live. So be sure to join us next week. We'll have something fun for you guys.
Yes, we will. And if we've got tons of tutorials and blog posts, just all kinds of things at our website at www.gracemonroehome.com. So go there. You can sign up to get on the wait list for Design with the Pros Club, and you can check out our blogs and just see all the different things that we've got going on there.
Yeah, we have lots. We have tons of DIY tutorials, wreath making tutorials, swags,
how to make ribbons,
all kinds of stuff.
bows, all kinds of bow tutorials, just tons of stuff.
And now, if you are watching us on Facebook, y'all please be sure to follow our Facebook page. Even click it so that you see us first, so that you do get your notifications when we go live, when we make posts, things like that. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell so that you get notified when we release new videos as well.
Exactly, because we try to do that at least once a week.
All right, guys. Well, we thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.